AMD's next generation Zen 6 CPUs are looking insanely powerful, and I want one right now. Let's talk about it. Before that, this video is brought to you by Jawa. Jawa's mission is to be the community for safely buying and selling PC parts at a reasonable price, offering low fees and great customer service, which I can definitely attest to, as I personally bought this RTX 3070 from Jawa anonymously, and not only did it arrive quickly, but when I ran into an issue, they immediately replaced it with a flawless substitute and asked that I only send the old one back after I confirmed the new GPU worked great. And the best part is the price I got this card at was well below other listings I could find anywhere else, likely thanks in part to Jawa's much lower seller fees of 9 to 12% depending on when you join. So if you're interested in buying or selling PC parts on a platform with low fees and great customer service, be sure to click the link in the description below and watch out for some of my hardware that'll likely be popping up very soon. Alright, so Zen 6, AMD's next generation CPU architecture, well, it might just be the best CPU architecture ever released, full stop, period, and wow, do I think it's gonna be an absolute gaming and content creation monster, the likes of which you are probably not gonna wanna miss. Now, look, just to be clear, Zen 6, I've always thought it was gonna be good, but based on some recent information that was just put out by the YouTube channel HighYield, which we'll go over before getting into the full details, well, it pretty much confirms all of my highest hopes for this architecture, and it looks great. So let's stop wasting time, let's get into it. And if you've been paying attention, you might have seen that recently, yes, the YouTube channel HighYield did release some information on the upcoming Zen 6 architecture, or what he believes is going to be the memory interconnect for these upcoming CPUs. Now, the current CPUs on the market, they're using what's called a SERDES interconnect, and it goes by this name because this interconnect, well, it needs to serialize and deserialize information, which takes time, and of course that means extra latency, lower bandwidth potentially, and just, well, a less ideal, less power efficient design overall. Now, the reason as to why this was being used is because the complexity of doing a better approach, well, it's complex, I guess you could say. However, it looks like AMD might have actually figured out how to fix this, because based on the new Strix Halo design that is kind of a mobile CPU first, you could say, well, HighYield actually did go ahead and analyze it and found out that it's using what's called a fan-out design. Now, this is a huge deal because, as you can see here on this slide, this is a far more complex design that will allow for far higher bandwidth, lower latency, and generally a better interconnect at the cost of higher complexity. Now, when you compare this to the current CPUs on the market today, they're getting around 57 gigabytes, 58 gigabytes per second read, and just around 29 gigabytes per second write. But on this new Strix Halo CPU design, which should be using the same memory interconnect as the next generation CPUs, well, HighYield was able to get 212.27 gigabytes per second, right? And that is 2.89 times faster than what he was able to achieve with the 9950X, AMD's current basically best CPU on the market today, if you don't count the X30 counterparts. And that brings me to the Ryzen 10,000 series, or Zen 6 as a whole. What does this mean? What are the specs going to look like, and how powerful are these CPUs going to be for both gaming as well as content creation? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to be taking a look at it right now. So let's go ahead and start off with the specs themselves. Now, we'll have the full video from HighYield as well as a ton of other leaks in the description below, so go ahead and check those out once you complete this video for even more information. But based on all these leaks and rumors, we're talking about potentially the Zen 6 microarchitecture also jumping from 8 to possibly 10 or even 12 cores per CCD. Now, the most prominent rumor seems to be 12 cores, and if that is the case, well, we can expect that the current gaming CPUs should jump from 8 to 12 cores, and then the content creation CPUs should jump from 16 to 24 cores. And of course, that is going to mean a huge performance uplift in those content creation tasks. But let's take a look primarily at the 10950X today, as this CPU is likely going to be hitting clock speeds upwards based on all the information that we know about the upcoming TSMC processes of 6.2 gigahertz, and that's being somewhat conservative. Now, that is a pretty big jump over the 9950X's 5.7 gigahertz, and that combined with 50% more cores and potentially higher IPC is going to lead to a very fast CPU. And with the new interconnect, you're probably going to be looking at around 8,000 megatransfer DDR5 as standard on these CPUs, running no problem whatsoever. But what does this mean for the performance? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. So when we compare compare the 10950X to the 9950X, and I want to be clear here, guys, this is a very, very conservative figure that I'm going to be giving to you. It very well could be much higher, because remember, we're talking about a memory configuration that can put out 2.89 times more bandwidth potentially. This could really be a huge improvement, especially in the 1% lows for games. But on the more conservative side, we could be talking about gaming performance that is at least 20% faster versus the 9950X, and that's not even counting the 10950X3D, which will be much faster even than that. Now, personally, I believe it's gonna be 25 or even 30% faster in games, and possibly even more than that on the 1% lows. I could see even upwards of 35-40% better 1% lows in select scenarios, and just generally better usability out of these CPUs when using Windows, less slowdowns, etc., due to the much better memory configuration and new architecture. But either way, a 20% performance uplift at the very minimum is what I'm expecting for gaming, and around 79% more performance on the multi-core front with these CPUs. And in fact, I think it could even be more than that on multi-core, because again, bandwidth does help multi-core tasks, so I could see certain scenarios where this is just insanely faster than the current stuff on the market. And all this should be releasing, I believe, on the same AM5 socket. Now, that's not confirmed yet, but there are some rumors out there suggesting that yes, Zen 6 should be compatible with your current AM5 motherboard that you're holding onto now, which would be absolutely excellent. Just make sure you have a good one to support those faster DDR5 speeds. With all that being said, you might be asking the question, what about the price as well as the availability? Well, the entire Ryzen 10,000 Zen 6 CPU range, I do suspect will be releasing in Q3 of 2026, which, to be honest with you, is starting to not feel that far away based on how quickly this year is coming to a close already. And I do believe the price will be, for this CPU, around $699, for the 10900X, $579, 10850X, and that should actually be the 12-core variant, so that'll be very interesting. Then the 10-core for $429, and then finally the 8-core for $379. So I think the amount of performance per dollar that you're going to be getting out of the CPU series will also be very good. But as a whole, getting way more cores, way more performance, and a far better memory subsystem is going to lead to an incredibly good CPU series. And in fact, this is the CPU series that I have been waiting for. The Zen architecture is definitely really great, but it's been held back in certain situations due to the latency. And with much lower latency, much higher bandwidth, and much faster DDR5 being supported, this really should be basically the holy grail of CPU architectures, and I cannot wait to get my hands on one, hopefully sometime next year. But hey, that's just what I think. Do you think that the Ryzen 10,000 series really will be able to achieve upwards of 20, 30, or maybe even 40% more performance in gaming in select scenarios, or do you think that it's going to fall short and not quite be that fast? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Also, let me know, do you think Intel or AMD will win next generation?
If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to drop a like. Every time you do so, AMD and NVIDIA release new GPUs. Also, if you want to see more, check out one of these related videos. You won't be disappointed.